So we have Raven's design here, and I'm going to show how to transfer that. And then with my block, I'm going to show just quickly how to carve, like the basics of carving your block as well. So one of the things I should have grabbed, oh, I do have a ruler. Look at me, I have a ruler. One of the things that I asked Raven to do, and that I'm going to ask all you guys to do once I look at your initial thumbnail, is if it's approved and we know that it's going to repeat, is to make sure that you make one thumbnail that is the exact same size as your block, that we will transfer onto your block. This can be done on copy paper, it can be done on whatever. We want to make sure that everything's going to line up. So one way to do that is to place a ruler right up against the design, right? So on this one, you're trying to make the tail line up, and we double checked it already and it does line up. So any little details that you want to line up, just use a ruler. You can use your cutting mat and you can square everything up really nice and make sure, because it really stinks after you like spend a bunch of time carving and then you print and then nothing lines up. So I would work smarter, not harder, measure a bajillion times, cut once, right? So when we go to transfer, we're going to set up a hinge, and we'll use this transfer paper a lot this semester. It comes in this big sheet, but I cut it down into this little thing because we're transferring on this little thing. These are reusable, so after you guys transfer, feel free to pass it along to someone else. They're almost infinitely reusable. It takes a long time for them to lose all of their graphite. They are really messy. So when you transfer them to your block, they will likely leave some type of residue. Don't panic. Like, if you really hate it, you can just erase it. It's graphite. But it's not gonna mess anything up. It's just gonna be a little messy. It already is getting on my fingers. So I would just wash your hands after. So we're gonna make a hinge. So we'll start first with the block. So I'm going to just put some tape where the block needs to sit. So if it does shift around or move, I have a reference of where to put it again. We want to try and keep everything sort of as stable as possible. And then I'm also gonna just put some tape on the back if it'll stick there. Okay. And then the next thing that we're gonna put down is your design. And we want to make sure that that lines up as well and that it's not going to move. So I will make let's see how we feel about that. It's pretty good. I'll make a hinge by just taping the top part of that paper. And then I need to tape the graphite transfer paper on as well. I'm going to put that in between here. And I don't want that to shift around on me as well. So the shiny side always goes down. So if you're using this and it's not transferring and you're like, what's wrong? It's probably because you have the shiny side up. So I'm going to put shiny side down onto the block because that's the thing that I want to transfer. So I'm gonna put another hinge here. I want to make it easy to be able to just flip between the layers and make sure that everything's transferring okay. I'm just gonna grab a pencil. And then I'm gonna just trace what you've already put down. So I'll trace just a couple of things because I want you to do this yourself as well. So I'll just trace this tail and maybe a little corner of the head. And then that should transfer to the block. Everyone see how the tail and that side of the head transferred? Does using the transfer paper make sense? Okay, it's pretty simple. The biggest thing, and I've done it too, like I was using the transfer paper to work on one of my prints recently, and I spent all this time and I didn't double check anything, and then I did it. So if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Okay, so let's also talk about carving as well. So I have my own block that I just prepared. I did the same thing. I made sure everything lined up before I decided to carve. Another thing that I think is wise is to color in the areas that will get ink. So I just shaded it in with like a little graphite pencil. That way, because it's very easy to get like very in the zone when you're carving your block and then just accidentally carve everything. So this just makes it really easy and simple to see, you know, okay, this is what I'm carving out, okay? There's a bunch of different cutting and carving tools in the box that I'm going to show you guys. The ones that I suggest are these three. So this is sort of like the biggest one that I would suggest that you use, right? This is good for like big open areas of negative space. We have a medium one as well, and then you guys are probably gonna fight over the little itty bitty ones because they're good for these little blocks. This is the tiniest one we have. We also have one that sort of looks like a knife that might be good for that as well. But if you have really fine details, that's probably what you're gonna like. I would suggest doing, you know, your first one, you have two sides of your block, so if it doesn't print the way that you wanted to and you're learning about how to use the cutting tools, you can do it again, right? You know how to transfer your design again. So if you don't like the way that it came out and you want to try using different sizes, that's fine. We're gonna put these blades into this like little handle thing. All you have to do is remember righty tighty lefty loosey. So I'm just gonna loosen it just like that, and then you'll put the big side of it into the, I'm a little blind, so this might take a second, into the ball joint thing that's in here. That's the best way I could describe it. If it doesn't go in right away, just loosen it and it will slip in, right? So I'll do that again for the camera. There's a little ball joint. Once it is loose enough, it will just slip right in. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. And then you'll just carve into your block, right? So I'll show you how much I would carve out. Let me get actually the bigger one in here because I got a bunch of negative space. I'll do the medium one. So I'll take this back out and I'll switch over to the medium one. And let's say I'm gonna carve out this whole right side of the block here.
So what are these blocks made of?
It's like the same thing that your erasers are made of, actually.
Oh,
it's
rubber.
like, yeah, yep. When you touch it, you'll be like, oh, this feels like an eraser. So I'm gonna show you how much I would carve away if I don't want chatter. And chatter is like the little remnants of the block, right? And I'll let you guys touch this. I'll pass this around. So I'm gonna carve more than you would probably think. Let's see. And if you wanna get little fine details, you're gonna have to get pretty close. So my head might be in the camera, sorry. Go slow as you're learning how much pressure to put down. They are sharp, so I don't want anyone to cut their fingers. Let's see. And throw away your little lino scraps, please. Don't leave them all around the room. Okay, so feel, I'm gonna pass this around and I'm gonna just show here. I want you to feel the edge of this lamp next to what I just cut out and feel how deep that cut is. That's probably pretty good. I could clean that up and like fuss with it a little bit more, and I am gonna clean it up because I'm gonna actually use this block for the printing demo too. But that like disparity between like the lamp and the side is deep enough, I would say. Everyone feel that?
You want it smooth?
It does. So like the smoother it is, the less possibility of chatter. I want to see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut away as much as I think I need to.
Way out of negative space. Like
Yeah.
the negative space should be smooth.
You can have chatter. Like that's the little lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have chatter. So what I'm going to do when I print mine, or when I finish cutting mine, is I'm going to do what's called a test print. And I'll demo that on Tuesday, doing a test print. And if I have chatter, I'm going to decide, do I like it? Does it hurt my design or does it make it cooler? And then I'll decide when that happens. Because there's no way to know what it looks like when you print it unless you print it.
So the deeper you go, the less chatter you have.
Yeah, the less likely there'll be chatter, but also keep in mind that it's not that thick of a block. So if you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you make a mistake and you have to use the other side, then you're kind of like screwed when you get to the other side. So the deepest, the depth that I went is pretty good, especially considering, oh, I might want to use the backside kind of thing, right? So I'm trying to like do some self-preservation. Any questions about this? Okay, I'm gonna pause or stop this.